Hi, welcome to the latest video from the Studio Doctor. My name's Kenny Martin. Something a bit different this time. I'm recording my journeys around the UK, visiting my TCMP Studios, Total Commitment Mentoring Programme Studios. Just to explain a little bit about the studios that I'm going to be visiting and how the whole thing works. See the incredible amount of miles that I do, what I get up to in my downtime. And I think it'll be quite interesting for photographers out there to see what I get up to, but also just get a few hints and tips or words of wisdom on the way. I guess for anybody that doesn't know about this program, I visit the studios every single month. So we on our first visit we look at every aspect of the studio and then decide on the most important thing to get done, and that's generally either they've not got any work and we need to bring work in through the door very quickly. Don't worry too much about the average value at that stage, it's about getting money running through the business. Or alternatively, they've got a lot of work in the business, but they're not maximising it. They're not getting a decent average sale and not bringing the income in that they should be bringing in. And through the year, we touch on every single aspect. We'll look at the marketing, we'll look at the sales, we'll look at the studio setup, we'll look at their workflow, we'll look at the session itself, we'll look at absolutely everything to do with the studio. And I don't think there's been a studio that I've worked with that hasn't moved the needle considerably. It's not the cheapest program in the world, and I'm a huge believer that if you pay good money for something, you will make it work. And when I see courses on sale for £100 a visit or £200 a visit, or an online course for 20 minutes, I just don't believe it. I'll be honest with you. And I think it goes back to the book that I bought way back in 1987, which there's some videos on the channel about that. And I paid £85 for this book, and it was a little tiny book. I don't even know how many pages, no pictures, called Going for Gold by Charlie Green. And it totally changed my life. And I think it was only because I paid £85 for it, which is equivalent to £250 nowadays. And I think it was because of that I read it 20 times, and I'm still reading it. And so I think most of my studios would agree with me that even though the fees sound quite expensive at first, it's what you get back from it, and anything that actually works, is never a bad investment. Spending £200 on something and getting nothing back, or spending £2,500 for a day and getting back £20,000 or £30,000 is a totally different animal completely. So I make no bones about the fact that my mentoring is expensive, but my mentoring also works, and I hope you'll enjoy this journey. I really clock up some miles doing my mentoring, and I'm all over the country. I've worked with studios literally in every corner of the UK, Ireland, and some in Europe, and I love it. Now, as most of you know, a lot of my mentoring is going to go online. I'm still going to be doing a little bit of TCMP, and I still have to finish off with the studios that I have, which we're going to talk about in this video. If anybody is interested in what I'm up to, just pop across to the website, thestudiodoctor.co.uk, and have a little nosy around. Sign up for my community, first of all. I'd appreciate that, and you'll be the first to know about anything new that's happening. But so we'll get on with the video. I hope you'll enjoy it. Guys, it's 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. I'm going to track my travels this week on my mentoring. I'm just about to head down to Essex. I'm going to stay in a campsite. I'm in my camper van tonight. I'm going to stay in a campsite in Billericay. And then I'm going to head off to Chelmsford, and I'm going to have my first studio tomorrow. I'm away all week until Friday evening, so in these diaries I'll just chat a little bit about the journey that I'm taking, what I'm going to be doing with the guys when I get there. And really it's a kind of week in the life of a one-to-one photography mentor, and I kind of came up with this idea just last night, actually, thinking this is a nice idea for a video. So I'm just about to head off now, get some fuel, and I will speak to you later. Just a quick catch up, guys. I'm 85 miles into my journey down south. Stopped off at the services, going for maybe a Costa coffee and my beloved Bakewell tart that they sell. So I always try and stop at a Costa because I love the Bakewell tarts. Anyway, I've been listening to an incredible book. My passion other than photography and the business of photography is food. And I've been listening to the new book by Jay Rayner, which is called, hang on just now, Night Out at Home, it's called. And it's fantastic. And I've got every single Jay Rayner book. I think he's one of the greatest journalists, food journalists and food critics. And I love his book. His books is so entertaining. So sometimes when I'm doing these journeys, I'll be listening to people like Alex Hormozy, or business stuff. I've just listened to The Way of the Wolf again in a recent journey, or I'll listen to a business podcast, Ed Lawrence or something like that. But I just kind of, on this one, it's Sunday, something a little bit more chilled out. So Jay Rayner's just keeping me occupied here, and I'm absolutely loving it. So anyway, I'm 85 miles in. I'm going to have my coffee, and then we'll get bashed on with the journey, and I should be in Essex by around about probably 6:30, something like that. And I've got something nice and sensible for my tea. So I'll catch you later. Bye. I've got to keep my eye on the road here, but this is just typical M6. Been on the road now for a few hours, and as usual, stuck in traffic on the M6 motorway. Sunday afternoon, millions of cars dawdling along at 15 miles an hour and then stopping in places. It's very infuriating. However, it's letting me get on with my book, and I'm really enjoying that. So anyway, I just thought I would let you hear the joys of travelling all these miles for my mentoring trips. Catch you later. So this is interesting. I've just stopped here now, another services, grabbed some stuff for my tea tonight. It's, according to my temperature in the car, when I left the house today, it was 14 degrees in Scotland. And we've got halfway down into England, kind of near Birminghamish area. And it is 32 degrees and people are dying outside. This is one of the things we're living in Scotland. The weather's so bloody awful, and so that's me. Got my stuff for my tea, ready to embark in the last bit of the journey. It looks like 7:15 now by the time I'm going to get there because of all these roadworks and stuff like that. Just to say, it's incredibly difficult to travel and eat well in this country particularly. I was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic recently, beginning of the year, and I've been trying really hard to get rid of it. I think I've almost got rid of it by diet, and I was thinking about this, and it's a little bit like your business plan for the business, having a proper plan that you can go by. And I use my MyFitnessPal app and keep track of things and all the stuff I'm putting in my body and my exercise. And it's made such a difference. And do you know something? Every time that I stop using it, every time that I think that's me, I'm get a bit complacent about it and I can do this without the app. After about 2 weeks, I went back into my bad habits again. And I was just thinking that is exactly the same as the business. If you stop using your business plan, if you ignore it, you're going to end up in trouble. So anyway, there's a wee bit of business stuff in amongst the nonsense. We're going to get back to my Jay Rayner book now, get on with the rest of the journey, and I'll speak to you when I arrive. Well, I'm at the next stop now. It's 5 o'clock. I've got 2 hours to go. Racking up the miles. I'm at the next services. I need a pee. It's been a a long journey and a slow journey because there's so many cars on the road, being at school holidays and on a Sunday and all that kind of stuff. So 2 hours to go, and then we'll be stopping for the night, and I managed to get to a little glass of wine and some nice food. Speak soon. Well, I've got to be fair, that's the first time I've been in that services, rugby services, and it's one of the nicest service stations I've ever been into. Really clean toilets, big spacious area, play area for the kids. It's really cool. This is turning into a travelogue. Anyway, I'm just about to jump back in the van and head on. Bye just now. Well, here we are, just arrived at my campsite, and really nice place. I should really sing the song by Ian Dury. As a love affair with Nina in the back of my Cortina, but I heard you should have seen her. Alright, so anyway, that's Billericay Dicky by Ian Dury, and Billericay is exactly where I am right now. I've just done 370 miles. It's taken me around about 8 hours, and surprisingly I feel just fine. So I'm going to get stuck into my tea now, and I'll jump back on in a second or two, tell you what I'm going to be having and what I'm going to be doing tomorrow with my studio. Bye just now. So I've just finished my dinner, and I've got the beautiful last light of the evening on my face. I'm just sitting outside my camper van, and really interesting. When I was coming down in the car today, I was listening to a YouTuber who was talking about how difficult it was to be on the platform. Now, I made a very big decision there recently. So the studio doctor obviously is going online, 100% online, and eventually I still have studios who this week I'm visiting, and it will be for the next period of time, but eventually the whole thing will go online. And she was talking about how difficult it was being a YouTuber. She had been at it for 7 months. She's an incredible filmmaker, but she was finding it incredibly difficult. But it's all about patience. Now, I must admit, I made a very big decision back a few months back when I had quite a successful YouTube channel. I had some videos on there that were 170,000 views and things like that, and I thought that I could just start to put some business stuff up. Wrongly, I started putting some business stuff up on the site, and couldn't understand why none of the videos, the business videos, the studio doctor videos, were getting any traction whatsoever. And it took me a little while really to realise that the the videos that were getting the big traction were nude workshops that I had done, and nude videos, fine art nude, and I had to make a real decision. So I decided, because it was hitting the wrong audience, so these business videos were hitting people who were essentially looking at how to light a nude. So totally the wrong audience. So I decided to take all the business videos down from YouTube, from that channel, and start a channel from scratch with 0 subscribers, 0 videos, 0 backing, just nothing. And but I think, in the long run, it has been difficult. It's, I think I'm only sitting at maybe 85 or 86 subscribers right at this minute. It's taken a few months to get that. And I guess the algorithm is still putting out the videos to trying to find the right people, the right audience. And the videos are starting to get a little bit better. I've had a nice learning curve here, actually, understanding how to, about hooks and about thumbnails and consistency and all the stuff that they talk about. And also, by the way, starting a YouTube channel at the age of 66. So some people would say that was a bit crazy as well. But it's been enjoyable. I enjoy making the videos. I love speaking to camera. I love teaching. I love editing. and I've learned loads of stuff by doing this. So I'm going to stick with it. And you know, the appeal to you guys, if you're watching this and you've not subscribed to the channel, is, you know, give us a break here. Okay, subscribe to the channel. There's some, you know, there will be some really great stuff coming up. There's some good stuff on the channel already. I've had some nice comments and things. And if you're a professional photographer, please jump ahead, join the crew, and check out my website as well, the Studio Doctor, just to see what I get up to. But tomorrow I'm going to visit a guy called Scott Johnson, and Scott's in Chelmsford in Essex, and Scott's a wedding photographer, and one of the best wedding photographers in the UK. He's involved in all the associations. He's the worldwide wedding photographer. He travels everywhere. He is a judge in the WPPI and all the big international competitions. He's been judging in Australia recently and all that sort of stuff. But he moved into portraits and found it really difficult, and so Scott employed me to help him out, and I've been coming down to Scott now for a few months, and the portrait side is really starting to take off now, and I think he's starting to realise that there is some serious money to be made in portraiture. And so tomorrow I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at new routes to market. We've been doing a lot of stuff on Facebook with Scott recently. And what I'd like to do is I would like to try and get a few third-party Facebook things organised, some corporate gifts organised, and you know, get them out there a little bit more in terms of the diversity of the routes to market that we're utilising. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. So I'm going to get an early night tonight because it's been a long drive down here. I'm going to finish my Guinness. I might watch something on YouTube or watch something on Netflix or something before I go to my bed. Get a reasonable early night, and then I'll be up at 7 o'clock tomorrow and get off to Scott's for 9 o'clock start. And I'll speak to you again tomorrow and just tell you what we're up to, and any other exciting news in the world of the Studio Doctor. Good morning. I managed to get about another hour's sleep, which was great. I've been up, had a shower. It's 10 past 7. I had a great shower, really nice facilities, really clean, hot shower. I feel great. Made my breakfast, beautiful yogurt and berries and some nuts and some espresso. Now, breakfast wise, I stopped taking, when I was diagnosed diabetic, I stopped taking orange juices and any sort of juices in the morning, and I just now have my yogurt, and generally I'll have a savoury breakfast. Sometimes it'll maybe be avocado with poached egg and toast, and sometimes it'll be maybe even a couple of bits of bacon and stuff like that. But I try and start off with no or as little sugar as possible. And the berries, I think I've been told anyway, are sort of the best fruit. It gives you your fruit and your fibre, but it's not got the same sugar content, you know, blackberries and blueberries and things like that than other fruits have. So that's the reason I do that, and it's definitely helped. You know, if you're diabetic, the last thing you want to be doing is having a fast, i.e. sleeping, and then, you know, throwing just raw sugar into your body, really. So that's that. So anyway, listen, I today what I've done is I've had a wee check, and it's 30 minutes from the campsite to Scott's place, and I have to say I'll come back to this campsite again when visiting Scott, because this is a lovely site, really lovely. I cannot complain at all about this site. It's been really lovely, and I think, to be honest, the weather's helped, because it's absolutely glorious weather. So anyway, listen, we'll catch up later. When I arrive at Chelmsford, it's actually a place called Writtle. It's just slightly outside Chelmsford, but when I arrive there I will let you know and jump back on. It's really funny because I'm guessing this is what they call a vlog, and I've got to say that I've never really watched vlogs before, or, you know, I know about them, but I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm now a vlogger. That's great, and I'm rather enjoying it. It's fun. So we'll catch you later. Bye. Guys, I've just arrived in Writtle, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely place, and very typical English little village with a green, and there's like a duck pond and all sorts of stuff. it's beautiful. And we're going to visit now probably one of the smallest studios that I've ever worked with. It's literally one room, and it just shows you that you don't have to have a huge studio and, you know, all the staff and everything like that to make this successful. It's actually it gets very comfortable for Scott to just change it from a studio to a viewing room, and the customers seem to love it. So that's not a problem at all. And hopefully we'll get to talk to Scott later on and explain a little bit about his journey. And I'm not going to tell you yet where I'm going tonight, but I've got another journey tonight, probably a couple of hours, 2.5 hours. And tonight's a treat for me because I normally go for a lovely Indian meal when I get there tonight. So we'll catch you later. What I did forget to mention was that my other passion's music, and I've just been listening to, for my playlist today, it's Blood, Sweat and Tears. You know, the stuff from the 70s, Blood, Sweat and Tears, absolutely incredible. If you like a bit of kind of bluesy, soul-y, great voices, great horns, some amazing guitar playing, that's the band. Blood, Sweat and Tears, absolutely superb. So we'll catch that. Bye. And here we go. The Edge Photography, and here's the famous man himself. He's got the Hoover out.
I'm just hoovering! A fresh batch of numbers is going
We
to be
need to talk about what about your school person.
So she's coming back in tomorrow.
Alright.
They're viewing tomorrow, but I tried to get her in, like, obviously I was away last week,
Yeah.
and she was away.
That's fine.
She was away. I wanted to get her in quick.
Yeah.
She said when they came in, no, not even French horn. I don't want brass. I want this. So we've got 3 pictures, 1, 2, 3, bosh, and like a funky one, a more traditional one, and a more contemporary one to advertise with it.
Brilliant. So an early lunch for us today. 12 o'clock. Very early. We're normally that. She's got some stuff happening this afternoon with some internet, and we're going to some pub. Where is it we're going, Scott?
The Rose and Crown in Writtle, which is the birthplace of radio, not Chelmsford.
The birthplace of radio, so there you go. This is such an informative travelogue, is this. We got food, we got music, we got all sorts of stuff in here. So I'm looking forward to my lunch. Catch you later. Hey guys, listen, one of the benefits of coming down to Essex, look at these. These are fresh figs. And the amazing Scott Johnson, who is stealing them from his neighbour's tree as we speak, has got me these amazing figs.
Straight off the tree.
They are so delicious. I've just had one. Beautiful. Hey guys, we're heading now to our next destination. I've just finished the day at Scott's, which was absolutely fantastic. I ended up with about 20 beautiful figs, and I ended up with a bottle of wine from the vines outside his studio, and I got loads and loads of work done with Scott. He's doing really well. He's a very happy man at the minute, so it's great stuff. Now I'm heading now towards Banbury. It's actually a place called Cropredy, and I'm heading to a caravan site that I've stayed in many times, which is called Barnstones. And the great thing about going to Banbury is they have a fantastic Indian restaurant called Musings, and I am a big fan of Indian food, so that's what I'm going to have for my tea tonight. The guys that I'm going to see tomorrow are Darren and Ryan, and they're specialist dog photographers, and their studio is located in a beautiful country manor estate, and they specialise 100% in dogs, and they are astonishingly good, and they have the most fantastic dog business you could imagine. And I became great friends with Darren and Ryan. We've been on holidays together, and they're coming up to visit me in October, twice actually, and so I'd class them as friends now. So I'm heading, that's where I'm heading just now. I'm just about to head onto the M25 motorway, and I'll be honest with you, that's a little bit of a nightmare, but we'll get there. It should take me a couple of hours, and I'll catch up with you later on. Bye just now. So guys, that's me just finished my curry. I have driven the van back up to Barnstones. It's only just a mile or so away from the studio tomorrow, so I'm not up quite as early tomorrow. It's a nice little site, really like it. I've been coming here for years now, and get a quiet night, it's a decent shower and all the rest of it. I've had my curry, I've had the most amazing duck jalfrezi, a couple of chapatis and a nice cold Cobra beer. And I've got myself settled in now, and I'm just about ready. I'm going to just maybe watch something on YouTube, probably not educational, probably just something to kind of relax me. It's been a long day. Scott just phoned me there just now. He just had a £1,100 sale off his sale tonight, so he's delighted with that. And we had a really good day today, so I'm going to head on in now and get myself settled down. And tomorrow I'm with Darren and Ryan, as I say. Looking forward to seeing the guys. And we actually did the game fair, the last visit, so I didn't go to the studio. I actually went on the stand with them at the game fair over 3 days. It's one of the biggest shows in the United Kingdom, and they've got a beautiful dog trailer, and they had their dog trailer there, and it looked amazing, and they sold loads of vouchers and got loads of leads, and got some really great feedback. And that's been a transition for them for coming off of Facebook. And this year they've got loads and loads and loads of shows, and the average sales of the shows are absolutely astonishing. When they were telling me at the show, it was around about £2,000 a sale on promotional dog sessions, which is quite remarkable. So these guys are brilliant, and we'll meet them tomorrow. Well, as you can hear, that's my alarm. That's 7 o'clock, and this is my point of view from my bed. So you can see there's loads of room in this thing. It's so comfortable. It really is a home from home. So good morning, everybody. So this morning I'm going to go for a wee walk. I think it's 7 o'clock, and I'm not starting with these guys till 9, and it's only a couple of minutes down the road. So I'm going to take a wee walk, and we'll maybe have a wee chat about Ryan and Darren's business, and how they've managed to get to where they are now. So we'll catch you in a minute. So yeah, talking about Darren and Ryan, oh by the way, it was hammering rain last night. It's nice now, it's a bit fresher than it was yesterday, but it was hammering last night, and it's lovely being in your van with a tent roof, with the noise battering off it, and you're nice and cosy inside the tent. That's one of my favourite things, and I love it in the winter when I'm sleeping and it's -5 outside, and you've got the heater on inside and you're all cosy, but you're only, the thickness of a bit of tin from the outside world. There's something fantastic about that. But yeah, talking about Darren and Ryan, I started with them some time back. My goodness, I don't know if it's been 5 years or something, or 4 years, but anyway, they were a typical studio. They were trying to do everything. They were doing newborns, and they were doing families, and they were doing location work, and they were doing dogs, and they were outside and they were inside, and they were in a farm building in an old manor house. And I always kind of thought that the location was a bit incongruous when it came to families. So eventually, over the years, I managed to convince them to drop everything else and concentrate entirely on the dogs. And when that happened, that's when the business started to rock. They had a decent wee business. So we're turning over about 70 grand the first year that I started with them. But this year there's a potential of 250,000 turnover. They're absolutely rocking. Their average sale has rocketed now, and it's for all sessions it's something like £1,300, and for show sessions, stuff they've sold at shows, it's almost £2,000. It's really amazing. And Darren was one of these guys who, and I'm sure he'll not mind me saying this, but Darren was one of these guys who found change hard. So every time I came up with this idea to change the prices or introduce something, or there was always a barrier put up, and there was a fear of it not working. Now, if it wasn't for Ryan, I think, who was the son, and who's really blossomed as a photographer and a salesperson, and he's an incredible telesales person. If it wasn't for Ryan pushing his dad on, I think we would still be further behind in the journey. But together, the two of them are absolute powerhouses. Now, the thing that changed their lives really was I had a studio in Sweden, and last year in the winter time we decided that a load of the studios came across to visit Marianne and her husband Bankt in Skellefteå, which is in northern Sweden, and we did all the northern Swedish stuff. We did the snowboard, the ski-doos, snowmobiles, we did the dip in the river and sauna parties, and tried all the local foods, and it was absolutely fishing in the river and walks in the snow. We did husky sledding, which was, well, let's put it this way, health and safety wasn't involved, and I think every single person came away with an injury and ended up falling. But it was the most brilliant bonding trip I think ever. But there was a concerted effort by some of the other studios. So a year earlier, I had introduced a new price list, the same price list as everybody else had in the group, because Darren's pricing was a wee bit all over the place. He was still doing packages, he was still throwing digital in, he was still doing all that stuff, and the price list was a mess. And also it was just a kind of little trifold type thing. So we had this beautiful, 20-page brochure with all the products listed, first appointment prices, beautiful pictures of the products on the walls corresponding with the prices, velvet cover, 350 grams, 250 gram paper inside. It just was beautiful to hand over to people, but he was scared. He was scared to do it. So a lot of the studios, when we were in Sweden, there was a concerted effort that they talked to him about this and berated him about this all the way through the trip. And eventually, when he came back with a real positive attitude, I have to say, introduced that price list, and that was a turning point for the business. Average value went up by a couple of £100 or more, or more now. The business became easy. The dogs were their sole focus. They could really niche down on the dogs. Not niche, by the way, as the Americans say. The proper way of saying it, which is niche. They really niche down, and if you talk to any of these two guys now, whom I may do later on, they will tell you that the business is actually easier to run now, turning over 250,000 than it was turning over 70,000 or less. So that's basically the Darren and Ryan story, who I'm going to visit today. And well, we'll be getting close to the end of our journey with Darren and Ryan. I know that because there's only so much now that I can do. It's mainly now about accountability with these guys. So we will definitely, over the next few months, possibly the turn of the year, this is August now, possibly by Christmas time, we'll now transition to, I think, an online mentoring, and perhaps have a couple of visits in the year, 2 or 4 maybe. And it's all about the accountability. That's what it's all about. I can do most of the stuff that I do for them now remotely. I can log into their systems and I can tweak things and do things that they need, so that's not a problem. But it's just that accountability. It's just somebody to, that they need to get their figures done. They need to know if there's a problem with a promotion and how to sort it. And I can do all that from the comfort of my house or my office. So that's the story of Darren and Ryan Bedding. and I'm sure they won't mind me telling you that at all. Darren's written a beautiful testimonial on my website, which sort of covers a little bit of his fear and all the rest of it, and have a wee look at that. But anyway, listen, I will catch you later on. Enjoying my walk, beautiful countryside around here, and later on I am heading deeper into the Cotswolds. I'm heading to Witney, which is where the ex-Prime Minister David Cameron lives, and JD Vance is here at the minute. Boo! And I think he's not getting the best welcome from the UK people, but I'm just hoping there's not going to be any roadblocks or diversions because of him being in the Cotswolds. Anyway, I shall catch you later, guys. Bye just now. And there is the man himself, Darren Bedding. Hooray! Hey guys, tell the Darren and Ryan, say hello.
Hello.
Hello. So
Scottish.
yeah. So tell these guys how hard that I work when I come here.
Would you like the truth or the realistic truth?
Yeah,
When you get to Christmas, not very hard.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly true.
Yeah.
So I guess what the viewers would like to hear is what the difference is since I started with you to what it is now, and what do you think the main reason for that is?
It's more the belief than anything. When we first started, it was, you thought big sales were kind of pipe dreams, but when you get one, you get two, you get three, it just becomes a norm. And everything we've worked over the last 3.5, 4 years with Kenny, we were chatting yesterday, it's all come together this year, and everything just seems to be working, and it's actually easier to run our busiest year this year, and it doesn't feel like you're working as much.
Doing things like the trailer 2 years ago, I would have been scared to do it. I was scared to put the brochure out, as Kenny has said in previous videos. But I took that trailer on board, and it was actually £9 in the end.
And you didn't even have a car or anything.
Didn't have a car to tow it with. But the first show, I had a guy walk up and went, "This is what I want to do, artwork on the wall."
Yeah.
Booked in straight away, £3,300 sale.
Yeah.
A third of the trailer paid for.
Yeah. And your magazine, that was a big thing as well. You get bringing that magazine out, and the brochure, actually, the little small brochure that we use.
Yeah, every little thing you do adds to your overall average sale over the year.
Yeah.
You know, these little steps you take, the little baby steps, everything comes together, and like I said, it all comes and it's one big kind of beast, and it's all part of the customer experience at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And what do you think, in many ways, do you think it's it? I mean, when I come, we do have, nowadays, I've been here for ages, and we do have a bit of fun, and you know, we get on with some work, but we do have a bit of laugh. Do you think it's more about the accountability and the fact that you've got somebody that you are accountable to that makes a difference?
Accountability is absolute key and fundamental to it, because very easy to go, done it, we've made it, we're successful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that accountability also makes you stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Be who you are. That's how your formula works. We've got our formula. You just add and build to that formula.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is when you're with Kenny, you don't just get Kenny. For us, we've met the whole TCMP is a family. So even if Kenny's not available, you talk to other people. We've made friends. We chat to them every single day, and those people that are in the same boat as you. That's the biggest thing. You know, when we went to Sweden last year, that was a big game changer for us.
Yeah.
Before then, we didn't think what we would be achieving now was possible, and we are. So
yeah, that's brilliant.
Ryan is an absolute triumph for the whole program of Kenny and me. We've actually developed Ryan into exactly how we want him to be in the business, and as a person, teach him to be true to himself, how to treat the customers, and he's flown in the business.
There wasn't a place for me in the business. COVID kind of forced us together, and then we went down to a studio that was local to us and met Kenny. And now where we are now, me and my partner have bought our first house together, which from where we were to now, we would never be able to do it without Kenny. So
Yeah, it's great.
for us, it was, it's been life changing.
Yeah,
for both of us.
that's fantastic. Well, from my point of view, guys, and I know we're probably going to move at the end of the year to online, mentoring. Keep the relationship together. It's a joy for me to come here every single month. I mean, I must say, and it's even though I complain about all the travelling, to be honest with you, I kind of quite like it. And once I get on the road, I'm absolutely fine with it.
When
But
you're here, you get that.
exactly, it's not a bad place.
The third member of the team.
Yeah, and exactly. And then we have the actual boss here, who is Dexter, who's a lovely dog. But anyway, listen, guys, just say bye-bye to all these guys, and I just want to thank you for being an incredible studio as well. So,
No, thank you for everything
If
you've
you
done
want
with
to
us.
get to where we are, talk to Kenny.
thanks, man. Cool. So this is my payment for today.
I'll pay £1,000 for this shit.
Yeah, yesterday I got some figs, and today I'm getting some sloe berries, which are going to go in some gin. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing day at Ryan and Darren's, and such nice guys. And I today, rather than figs, I got myself some sloe berries, which are going to go into my gin. So I'm going to make that when I get back. And as a trade-in, I gave Ryan a can of Guinness, so he's a happy man as well. So we are now heading off to Witney. I think I'm going to stop off for maybe something to eat at a pub on the way. There's some beautiful, beautiful pubs in the Cotswolds, and so I may stop in Bloxham or somewhere like that and get something to eat. But really productive day today. Got loads done, and great to see the guys again. So I'll see you in a minute. Hi guys, just stopped at this field of sunflowers. It's this massive field of sunflowers. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm on my way to Cotswold caravan site after stopping for my dinner, which was lovely. And tomorrow I'm going to visit Emma Jane. I've been working with Emma for some time now. Emma is a well-known trainer in the industry. She's trained just about everybody in newborn photography. But like most other people, they're kind of struggling in the business side, and we've helped Emma come up to upper average sale, change her prices, change the structure in the business, just change the way she sells, get rid of the packages and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, she's got a cool wee business now. She's got a telesales person working for her as well. Jess, her name is, and Jess also does telesales for one of my other studios, who I'm going to visit tomorrow night, and do my actual visit on Thursday. And Jess is also going to be jumping into the sales room shortly, so Emma's going to be concentrating purely on the photography. Now I'm sure we'll speak to Emma tomorrow, and we'll get stuff straight from the horse's mouth, which will be great. But this is one of the joys, of travelling around the country, is just, coming upon a scene like this with all these beautiful sunflowers. It's absolutely lovely. It really is. Okay, so I'm in my campsite now. I am just about to go to bed. I am in my camper van. It is absolutely roasting. It is so hot. It was 32 degrees today, and it's still 26 degrees there at 9:30, and the van is rather hot. And it's well known that Scottish people potentially could explode in this sort of heat because we're not used to it, you know. But what time is it? It's now 10 o'clock. I'm going to get an early night and hopefully be able to get some sleep in this heat. And then I'm off to Emma's in the morning, and we can catch up then and see what kind of shenanigans we're going to get up to in Witney. Okay, good night guys, good night. Well, good morning. We're halfway through the week. We are on Wednesday morning, and I'm just about to go, well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful morning again. I'm in the Cotswolds caravan park. Now what was interesting last night is I realised when I arrived here that the gate didn't open to let me in. I didn't have a booking. There was a mistake in my booking, so I had to plead to get in. We had to pay for it this morning. Anyway, these things happen. I don't think you could have picked a better week to follow me around, because this is the best week that I can remember for a long time. And you know, if you can imagine this in the snow and the wind and the rain and the storms and the darkness at winter time. It's dark at 4 o'clock and you're driving for 3 hours in pitch black and rain. That's when it becomes more of a problem. But this is a joy. This is actually, and you're going to get this impression, but it feels like I'm on holiday. So I'm just about to have my breakfast again, nice espresso and my yogurt, and I will see you when I get down to Little Love Photography in Witney. Bye. Just taking a break at lunchtime. I'm going for a little walk around the countryside, around Emma's studio. I had a great day so far. We downloaded all Emma's leads. We had 3 competitions running last month. We had a kids competition, a family competition, and a newborn competition, and we got a decent chunk of leads. The cost per lead was slightly higher than I would have liked, but nonetheless we're not going to lose any money off it, I can assure you that. But we got all them onto the system, all the emails and texts sent out, and was astonished to find out that within half an hour we had 20 replies, which will translate without doubt into 20 definite bookings. So we've just sent out the winners for the Facebook competition, and Emma's just saying that, how many responses have you got in what, half an hour?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That is absolutely bonkers. That is incredible, isn't it? I mean,
That's
just amazing.
That was, well, they all came in 1 minute ago.
Aye, but it's been over the last sort of, what hour? Has it been about an hour or something
Not
like
even
that?
that, I don't think.
Wow, it's amazing. That is amazing. You know, who says Facebook's dead? And you take that 20 definite bookings at, you know, a £700 or £800 average, and all of a sudden we're on a good bit of money for the money we've spent. A great return on investment. We also launched our Christmas minis today. So we got an announcement out on Facebook and Instagram. We put a post saying that the results are going to be, the dates are going to be open for booking on Friday, and we got an absolutely brilliant response as well. So within about 10 or 15 minutes of putting the post up on Facebook, we had 20 comments with people saying yes, get me booked in. So that's going to all happen on Friday, when I put an email out and scheduled for 8:30 on Friday evening, and all these people will get booked in then. So that's going to be brilliant. We've got 4 dates opened up for that, so she's going to be extremely busy with her Christmas minis this year. She's got a really nice set this year. Never had a chance to do the figures this morning, So each time I go to a studio, we go and analyse all the figures and see what different promotions are bringing in, how much money, and see if we're on target as per our business plan. Sorry, that was a big tractor passing there. So I'm out for 20 minutes just to get a little bit of exercise, get some steps in, and then I'm going back to the studio and we'll get the figures done and a few other things as well. So it's been lovely to see Emma today. She was in very good fettle, and tonight I am off to see one of my other studios up in the home of Samuel Smith's brewery in Yorkshire, in Tadcaster, and we're going to visit Rachel Stewart. And Rachel has a studio, rather strange name actually. It's called Evelyn and Her Sweet Peas Photography, and it was a tribute to her mum, whose name is Evelyn. It just makes a bloody long email. But we'll tell you a little bit more about Rachel tomorrow, once I get chatting to her and doing some footage for my Mentor on Tour video. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I'll catch you soon. Bye.